The Gallagher Shots podcast is sponsored by Tyre Spot, the North East's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome to the pre-game show. Hey ho, let's go on the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel. Back again after a little vacation for myself, but very eager and excited to get going for this huge game. It feels like a big game, almost feels like the start of the season again against Wolverhampton Wanderers. As you can see, I am joined by our preview master Joe and Iain down there with his clock, which is running to time. Iain, excellent battery use there. Good lad. Joe, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great, mate. Oh, honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am for a game against Wolves, which is mental because once upon a time it was like the 1-1 draw merchants of the Premier League season, and we've got I feel like it's almost like a delayed start of the season. We've got Voldemort starting up top. We've got some lads on the bench. Joe Litton's back, so it's great, man. 3 p.m. kickoff at St James's Park. It feels like that Liverpool game was almost like a one-off, just in terms of everything that went on in the summer. It almost didn't feel like a proper Premier League game.
Yeah,
it felt more like it just got grudge match. Whereas now, we can start the season afresh, get the ball rolling, get Voldemort on the score sheet, 14-0. How are the lads? Let's do it. I'm fine. I'm great. I'm loving it. And I'm loving this drill talk, man. I'm loving this drill talk.
I know. They're just unattainable here in Canada, unfortunately. But I'm very, very jealous. I'm very jealous.
We'll get one
Iain, how are you doing this? Are you looking for today's game? I'm sure you are, surely.
I don't think I hold the levels of excitement Joe does, but that's probably because I'm not on pills. But I mean, something's happening in Liverpool in the water. Never seen someone so excited in my life.
I love Wolves. I love games against Wolves. What can I say?
Yeah, I'm good. It's like Joe said, it feels like this is kind of the start of the season, even though we're this is the 4th game in. You can put all the hoopla behind through a certain former striker that shan't be named, and just concentrate on the team that you've got now, and then hopefully kick-starting the season with 3 points.
Yeah. So I suppose we should talk about the lineup. I'll get the picture up in a moment, but as you can probably tell from our initial responses there, Big Nick or Big V, depending on which podcast you're watching. Big Nick front. I know you talked about this in the preview, obviously, and I know a lot of us were expecting Wissa, but the injury, unfortunately, to his knee is sort of put pay to his debut. But Joe, how are you feeling? Big Nick up front.
Yeah, I'm excited. In the preview, we debated about this because of how late Wissa got back from international duty, and obviously he had that injury. It felt like almost inevitable that we were going to see Voldemort up top, especially given that he's had a bit more time on the training ground. He's gotten used to, he's had a few days with Eddie Howe just in his ear saying, do this. I'm excited. It's been a while since we've had a player of his physical stature up front as well.
Yeah.
I think probably Andy Carroll. If you think back to the last number 9s, Isak, even though he's a tall lad, he wasn't a big aerial presence for the most part. Then you had Dwight Gale, you've had Callum Wilson, you've had Cisse, Demba Ba. I mean, Ba was pretty good. So, when you think about it, it's been a long time. Sorry?
Yeah.
Rondon? Well, actually, Rondon, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Rondon was a typical number 9. So
he was a battering ram, wasn't he? What a player.
Absolute battering ram. What a half season him and Perez had.
I very recently saw Salomon Rondon play an actual game of football. He was playing here in Toronto for
I remember you saying.
Sorry for butchering that pronunciation, but he was. And he was playing. It was weird because he was playing against Toronto, who had Longstaff in midfield, Newcastle Union of sorts.
Wow.
And yet he was still smashing into people, still doing Solomon Rundon stuff. So love that guy. Love him. Iain, what's your thoughts on the lineup? There was a few messages going around, I think, in our group and a few others that I'm in, that Chow was going to get a start, but he's gone back to what he knows. He's come with Shaw and Byrne, Tino, obviously Pope in goal, Trippier, Bruno, Sandro, Joe Linton, Murphy, Harvey Barnes, and then Voltamada. So, anything stand out for you there, Iain, in the lineups today?
I would say probably the absence of Elanga. Obviously, he's been, I wouldn't say the hot topic, but he's certainly been under criticism already, which I feel is a bit harsh. You can see there's a player in there. To a degree, I agree with what Mark was saying on Monday. It has been a difficult start in general for the club with all the stuff that's going on with, or was going on with Isak. The fixtures weren't exactly kind to it. In those games, he has showed glimpses of what he can do. So it's, I mean, Wolves at home is a game you're expecting to get 3 points off. I don't know whether it's a case of Howe's trusts Murphy can do a job, and he's got kind of one eye on the Barcelona game. With Howe, though, he always says he just takes the next game as it comes, which is obviously today. But speaking to Joey's stepdad, he's a Forest fan, and he was saying sort of when we signed him that Elanga's absolutely magnificent on the break and on the transition.
Yep.
And what he struggles more with is playing against teams that will sit low, sit deep, and sort of make you break them down. He struggles with that. So I don't know if it's a tactical thing. I mean, saying that, Jacob Murphy's not exactly Lionel Messi and able to unlock defenses, but it was a little bit not eye-opening, but a little bit surprising that Elanga just starts on the bench again. Yeah.
Can I just say something quick on that though?
Go on, Joe.
Sorry, real quick. No, I was, when you said about him not playing well against teams that were sort of dropping deep and better on the counter attack. I mean, I did feel that against Villa in the opening game of the season. Elanga was really good at beating his man. They weren't playing a particularly high line, so I get the idea of him being a very.
Oh, Joe's gone.
Oh, we've lost him. Yeah, he was talking just about Wolves on the counter attack. I think. Obviously, I think the elephant or the battering ram in the room is the presence of Strand Larsen, or the lack thereof. He's not actually made it into the squad today, which I am a little bit relieved about, to be honest with you, Iain, because that had. I mean, he hasn't scored a league goal all season, and that would have Newcastle, as Decker would say, Dr. Newcastle will see you now.
Yeah, he would be back in surgery.
So, but having said that, Iain, I do know that Hwang Hee-chan, he has scored a couple of goals against us. Yes, I think they were at Molineux. I think they are a bit more supposedly defensively stable, but they have conceded a lot of goals. So, is there anybody there that kind of springs out to you? I'll just run through the team. To be honest with you, I'm not a massive Wolves expert, as you may probably gather after I've absolutely butchered a lot of these names here. But let's see. So they've got Johnson in goal, England keeper, or sort of he's around the squad. Agbadou, Mosquera, Gomez, who's the captain, Totti, Hugo Bueno, who sounds like a really nice guy. Got Andre, João Gomez, Rodrigo Gomez. I'm not even going to. Ladislav Krejci, Hwang Hee-chan, and then Tulu. This is the guy that signed Belgium, I believe. Arakaderi. Arakaderi, I'm going to go with. Yeah.
I think, I can't remember if it was him. There's one of them it might be him. There was like on TikTok or on Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media platform it was, they did from game week 3, they did the fastest players tracked on that, and I think it might have been the number 14 Arc.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to pronounce his name. Anyway, he's rapid, like Alanga type fast.
Yeah.
Like you say, I'm not a Wolves expert. When you said Totti there, I thought an Italian legend had came out of retirement for a bit. But it would just be guesswork as players that would be able to cause issues. I do think, again, it'll be a case of what I said pre-season is when you would expect us to have a lot of the ball, be pushing forward quite a lot. If they've got players with pace on the break, that's something that you'll have to look out for. We're seeing it sort of time and time again pre-season, where I think it was mainly the Spurs game where it was like one ball over the top when we were sort of sitting on the halfway line, just inside 1.5, and it was panic stations. So if they've got pace, that would concern us. But as I said, Wolves at home, no disrespect to them, that's a game you should be looking to comfortably win, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Especially, like Strandlaw, who's their main sort of focus and attack. He's not there. They're not at a great start to the season. I mean, they beat West Ham United, but pretty much everybody's beating West Ham United these days, unfortunately. I do have a bit of a soft spot for them. But, got battered off City on the first day. Bournemouth beat them 1-0, and then Everton, who've had a great start to the season, to be fair. That purchase or the loan of Jack Grealish has looked like a sound investment. Looks like a really perfect marriage between those two, I think. So they're sitting dead bottom of the league. And, I mean, to be fair, we're only 3 places ahead of them. But after 3 games, who cares, eh? Who cares? So, obviously, we're all excited to see how Big Nick plays today. However, one thing I'm slightly more excited about, related to the big man himself, is the presence of a long-sleeved Newcastle shirt. Now, if I know Bestie, he'll be doing absolute cartwheels at this news, and maybe some other stuff as well. But aside from seeing the man's skills, Iain, are you excited as well to see the presence of a long-sleeve shirt back at St James's Park? Surely.
You know what it is? I've sat and thought about it, and people actually genuinely get excited about it. And to me, it's just a shirt. But then when you look at that, there is something about a long sleeved shirt. It reminds us of the late 90s, early 2000s. But when I was grassroots, obviously, because I live in England, and grassroots was played from September in all the cold months. All the shirts were always long sleeved, and I always made a point of always having my sleeves rolled up. So, in my opinion, long sleeve shirts are for players that can't hack the cold weather.
Oh, ouch! To be fair, I did like a long sleeve, but I like to go kind of Miami Vice style, sort of like
3/4 sleeves.
It would be there. It would be either there or right the way up, but I never really, as you can tell, I haven't really got biceps to speak of, so I would always go a little bit here. But that was probably the most interesting thing about my footballing career, to be perfectly honest with you. So that should be very, very interesting to see. Joe has kind of joined us, but I'm not sure if his internet is sorted. So I'm just going to.
Sorry, I'm having some issues. Sorry, lads. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you absolutely fine, mate. So just before we kind of get into a little bit more pre-game chat, what I thought I'd do is I'd play a little game, and feel free in the comments to join in if you want as well. Because obviously we're playing Wolves today, which is the Alfredo Pet Derby, which I saw this brilliant. I really wish I'd remembered who put it on, but that's an excellent picture. So yes, it is the Newcastle Wolves game today, and in respect of that, we're going to play a game of aye or nah. I'm really excited about this. I've even got a jingle. It's aye or nah. Yes, you see,
you're a little bit slow on that, but it's the first episode.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Right. So I'm going to give you a professional footballer who has played for Newcastle, but have they also played for Wolves? And your answer should just be aye or
Nah.
nah. There you go. Okay. Right. So I'm going to go with the first one. So, like I say in the comments, feel free to join in. Okay. First one we're going to go with. Are you ready? It is. Drum roll, please. Ooh. The long-haired Lothario, Darren Peacock. Darren Peacock, what do you think? Obviously played during the Keegan era, signed from Queen's Park Rangers, but did he play for Wolverhampton Wanderers as well?
Darren Peacock's probably a bit before my time because I'm very youthful, as you know. But I'm going to say, nah, he didn't play for Wolves.
You would be wrong, Ian. He did. He played
Wow.
4 games on loan. Interestingly enough, there you go. Let's see in the comments. Let's see on screen. Aye. Oh, Callum was in there with an eye. Now try not to use Google for this. Just try and use your memories. Beautiful memories of your games watching Wolves. Okay, are you ready for another one?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah. Let's spin the wheel. There's the wheel. Right, here we go. Ooh. Oh, God. Right. Oh, I was hoping this one was going to come up. I was hoping this one would come up. It is goalkeeping legend and warm-up pioneer John Budgie Burridge.
Oh,
The
I thought you were going to say John Ruddy.
No, the journeyman of all journeymen. Played for such teams as Blackpool, Hibernian, Newcastle, Workington, I think he played for. So, did he also play for Wolverhampton Wanderers? What do you think? Got a few comments in there. We've got a no from Toon Crier. We've got an aye. What's your answer, Ian?
Simply because you described him as a journeyman, I'm going to say aye.
And you would be right to say aye. Yes, he did. In the early 80s, he played around 70 games for Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is probably one of his highest performing games, like appearance levels, I would say, for Budgie. No, he's not dead, is he? I've just killed him. Burridge. Swept. Oh my goodness. Right. Yes, we got a few correct answers in there. We got Sourhome NJ. We got Callum
Baker. 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Encyclopedic knowledge. Right, Joe's back in the room. Here we go, Joe. Joe,
am I don't even know.
I
don't know what's going on.
Are you ready to join the
game? I'm trying.
Or not? Right, so Ian's had a 1 hit and 1 miss. So Joe, I'll send this one out to you, okay? So, did this player play for both Newcastle United and Wolverhampton? Oh, right, here we go. You put your left leg in, you put your left leg out. But did Shola Amiobi play for Wolverhampton Wanderers? Joe?
I feel like he went on loan a few times.
All right.
No, I know. Okay. I'm thinking. Oh. Because Wolves would have very much been a championship side when he... I'm going to say aye.
You're going to say aye? You are...
against me better judgment.
You are almost right. You are almost right. With Newcastle, he went on trial at Wolves, but...
Sadly, God, that counts, man. Surely that's close.
For them, you're close enough. You hit the bar on that one.
I don't know. I thought it might have been really early in his career.
Yeah, Toon Crier. It must have been Sammy. No, Sammy didn't. I don't think he played for Middlesbrough and a couple of others. Yeah, we got a few right answers there. Well done in the comments as well. Ian, are you ready for another one?
I am.
Yeah, well, good, because I'm doing one. Right, here we go. Oh, I was hoping I wasn't going to this one. Right. Pronunciation police are ready. Zurab Kishishnashvili.
Oh.
Played for Newcastle in the championship era.
I believe he was it the number. No, was he 13 or was that Chef Kikuchi?
Yeah, Steve.
Joe's gone again.
Putin. Oh, he's gone. Go on. What do we think? In the comments as well. Kishnathley, I've been practicing that all morning. Did he play for Wolverhampton Wanderers?
I'm trying to recall me Merlin Premier League sticker books from the early 2000s.
Good source.
I'm
There's a lot of
gonna
comments.
say
There's a lot of eyes in there. There's a lot of eyes. Toon Crier.
I'm gonna go I. I feel like he might have played for them when they had like Doritos as the sponsor.
Unfortunately, he did not. Did not play for Wolves. He didn't play for Wolves. He didn't, unfortunately. Random players at the ready. Right, we'll go with another one. We'll do a couple more and then we'll crack on. All right, here we go. Somersaulting into the chat here. It is Lamana Tresor Lua.
Ooh.
Lamana Tresor Lua.
Now I know he played for Pompey, but I don't think he played for Wolves. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to be wrong again.
No?
I'm going to go no.
You are correct. He did not play for Wolves. No, he didn't play for Wolves. Went to Pompey, and I think he played over in Greece, I believe. I think he might have went to Olympiacos or something like that.
Yeah, yes, I think that's right.
He didn't play for Wolves. No, he didn't play for Wolves. Some good answers in the comments. Callum, swing and miss from you, but we've got the Sour Home NJ. He got it. I wonder if that's New Jersey. Let me know, please. Right. Okay, next one. A player who I really liked, who had a lot of promise. A lot of promise, okay? I don't know what happened with it in general. I think a lot of injuries. But your man is Carl Court. Carl Court. Did Carl Court play for Wolverhampton Wanderers?
I am going to say a definite yes, because I think he was one of the people that I remember in my sticker book. So I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. Joe, I'm going to let you jump in on this one since you've had some difficulties.
Yeah, you know what? It's not even my internet. It's just my laptop for some reason decides it wants to randomly disconnect from the Wi-Fi, so I'm on my phone. This is the thing I've got to do for Hero. Let's go. Right, go on, hit me up.
Carl Court.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He did. He was an I. Well done, lads. He left Newcastle. Obviously, he had a lot of injuries. He was such a promising player. Like, there was definitely a player there, but through his injuries, he was just never the same player. But yes, he went to Wolves from Newcastle. He played almost 100 games for them, which over
100 games?
A couple of seasons. Yep, 100 games. And dear.
Has Iain now went?
No, I've lost Iain.
Do you know what it is, right? So, I'm starting to think it's your Canadian Wi-Fi. I'm starting to think that you're like bugging us out here. I'm going to get us all now. Hello.
I have you know that Bell Internet are one of the best providers in this great country. Yes, he scored 32 goals in 99 games. So goal every 3 games, pretty much. So yes, He did play for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and a few of the comments correct as well. Right. Okay, Joe. Next one for you.
Go on.
Let's go. Oh, here we go. Actually, I'm wearing this shirt. This is the one that he sort of came to prominence in. Mike Williamson. Iain Williamson. Did he play for Wolverhampton Wanderers?
No.
Right, what have we got on the comments? Let's have a little look. I think we've got an I from Sour Home. Any other comments? Well, you're not far wrong. He did actually play for Wolves. We only played 11 games over a couple of seasons of injury, I believe, that he had. And I think he might have had a fall with the manager as well. Big I man. I'm not sure whether he's still in the game. But like, what a random player.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I can't believe that.
Go on.
I just can't believe that Mike Williamson played so many games for Newcastle. It was such a random.
I mean, when you think about it, like he was there for a while, wasn't he? And him and Colaccini had a hell of a partnership for about a season.
Yeah, they did. They did. To be fair, they did. To be fair,
got a lot of stick now, but he was nice. He did all right.
Yeah, man. Oh, Ian's back.
Your turn.
Ian's
Is
back.
your turn to get disconnected, Ian?
It was.
Yeah.
No idea what's happened. Apologies. I've also had to switch to my phone, and
Same.
I'm just gonna have to hold it here like this. So people are just gonna have
Right.
to.
We'll do a
Are you
couple
okay
more
with
before we fully break the internet and nobody's able to watch any elite streams. Right, here we go. Oh, one of my a bit of a cult hero, a bit of a random one. It is Big Marlon Harewood. Marlon Harewood played for Newcastle under. Was it Chris Hughton or was it Pardew that he played for Newcastle? I think it might have been Chris Hughton back in the day.
Yeah,
What do we think?
I think so.
Championship, I believe.
Yeah. So what do you think? Did he play for Wolverhampton Wanderers as well?
I'm going to say no.
You're going to go with a no?
I'm gonna
Joe,
go no.
what do you think? Yes or no? Or yeah, I or
Honestly,
nah?
I've got no idea, so I'm just going to say nah.
Nah. He did
Nah.
on loan. Played 5 games on loan.
I'm
for
having
Wolves.
no luck with this, man.
Having an absolute nightmare, mate.
Nah.
Absolute nightmare. Right. We'll do a couple more for you both, and then we'll move on. So, let's give it a whirl. Here we go. We'll definitely both get this one. Bassong, I or no? Sebastian Bassong, I or no?
Nah, surely not.
You know whether no?
I'm going to say
Joe, what are you thinking? You're going to go I? Let's see in the comments. I think there's only Sourholm NJ is going to join us on the comments. I think he might have gone with a nah, possibly.
Oh, he might have.
Yep.
Nah.
He was an I. He did. He played about 30 games for Wolves in 2011. Sorry, he played 30 games for us. He played nine games for Wolves. I think it's a bit of possibly alone, possibly injuries meant that he only played a limited number of games for them. Okay, we'll do one last one, and then we'll move on. So, now, do I just pick one because I want to talk about this person, or do we just go with the randomizer? What do you think?
If it's your game, sure. Do as you
true.
please.
I want to know who you're talking about, so.
Right, who am I talking about, Joe?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. Oh, I'm trying to think.
Sometimes known as the Mad Monk, advertising board, absolutely hates man.
Shelby?
He was an absolute bona fide psychopath.
Shelby.
Phil Klein? No, hold on.
That,
Who was striker? Is he a striker?
a striker of sorts, yes. The striker of advertising hoardings.
What's he
Tamuri
called?
Ketspire?
I know who you're talking about.
Tamuri Ketspire. What a player. What a player. The player who got us into the Champions League against Dynamo. Was it Dynamo Zagreb, I think it was? Or Red Star? Belgrade, one of those two teams. But yes, did he play? I've probably made it really obvious now, but did he play for Newcastle as well, Wolves as well as Newcastle? Joe, what do you think?
No.
You're going to go with a no?
No.
Ian?
Yeah, I think surely we were the only English team he played for.
So you go with a no as well?
I'm going
So,
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you mean
No.
no.
Well, Sourholm's absolutely nailing again.
Yeah, he's nailing this, man.
Yes.
Putting us out of shame.
Sourholm, how's the
I'm
internet
having a
connection,
great
Johnny
history
lad?
lesson today, like.
Trying to get
Get you
on,
on.
so what? I'll send you the link for StreamYard and you can join us in person. Right. Yes, he played for Wolves. I think he left to Wolves, and then I think he went up to play in Scotland for Dundee, one of the Dundee sides. He did score a memorable free kick. If you ever get the chance, get on YouTube, Tamuri Ketspire, Wolves. I think it might have been one of his very few goals. I think he scored like 3 or 4 goals for them in, I think, the season. I think he played for them, but it was a very inventive free kick that he scored. So go and check it out if you get 5 minutes of your own time to yourself. It's definitely worth a watch. Very inventive. So just to summarize very quickly, players who were eyes potentially: Dave Besant, Ned Kelly, David Kelly, back in the day, played for Wolves, 100 and odd games. Marlon Harewood, Song, Darren Peacock, John Burridge. Players that was obviously John Ruddy, currently with Newcastle United at the moment, but he's not played a competitive game. And Shola was on trial there. There is slight. Remember Ian Cathro? Was it Ian Cathro who came in under Steve McLaren? He was one of the coaches there.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for my 90s friends, Scott Sellers played for Newcastle, but he's I think he might be still at Wolves in some like management capacity, under 23s or director of football. So yes, Scott Sellers, that's the man. So Joe, just coming back, I watched the preview and the All Smiling Faces podcast the other day. Really good. Joe, just coming to your predictions. Obviously, we're getting to the game now, and I know you tend to stick to your guns in general, but the lads were fairly positive. I think did you have Dean and Nickel with you?
Yeah.
Those are the lads you had, yep. So you went with a 3-0. Dean went with a 2-1 with Newcastle to score first, Wolves equalise, and then Newcastle to get a winner. I'm not sure if he said he made a prediction on who would get the winner. I can't remember now. But can you remember I don't know whether he got somebody in there for the winner. And then Nickel went with 3-1, but he said a Strand Larson goal, but that's not going to be possible. Fortunately, the narrative hasn't allowed that one today. Thank the world. That would be very, very worrying if Strand Larson was playing. So he went with a 3-1. So Joe, now that you've seen the team lineup, now that you've played the quiz, aye or nah, maybe for the first and last time possibly. We'll see how they go.
Hopefully not. Maybe more to come.
Are you gonna stick with your original prediction of 3-0? And can I trouble you maybe for some scorers?
Okay. I think it's entirely possible we get a 3-0. I don't see us conceding a goal. I think maybe 3's a bit optimistic. Yeah, they're in the chat there. I think 2-0 would be a nice scoreline if Voldemort got his off the mark. Get maybe, I don't know, trying to think. Barnes would be great. I think Barnes would probably be good to get on the score sheet. I can't see any of the middle three getting a goal for some reason. So I'm going to probably retract the 3 to a 2. I'll say 2-0. I just can't see us conceding, especially with Strand Larson out for them. I think they're going to very much be backs to the wall. 5-2-3, like, you know, really deep. And it's probably going to be a bit of a hard slog, but what I'm just looking for this game is seeing a bit of creativity in the final third, especially against these teams that we've historically done really badly with low blocks, 5 at the back. If Voldemort can show that X factor that can get us over the line with that'd be brilliant. So 2-0, Voldemort and Barnes, I'll say.
Good lad. Ian, prediction from you?
Weirdly enough, because I surprisingly, I'm dubbed as the pessimist of the group, which I take offence to because I would say I'm more of a realist. But today I'm feeling very, very optimistic, and I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say we're gonna win 4-0.
Ooh,
I respect it.
Yes.
I will say, if there's any time to absolutely drub a team, it's going to be against a 20th place Wolves who haven't won a game. They're really struggling. Their star strikers out, and we are debuting our new number 27/number 9.
Yeah.
You know, do a 1-0 win for Wolves.
Exactly, or a 0-0.
No,
I think we've shown enough in the well, except for the Leeds game, but sack the Leeds game off. Like the first 2 games of the season, I think we showed far more than enough to say that we're not going to struggle with goals this season once we get that striker in, and now we've done it. Theoretically, this should be it. This should be the final piece of the puzzle that gets us over the line, quite literally. And hopefully we'll start banging them in from today. And you know what? After the massive shit show that we've had across this summer, with everything to do with that lad, to do with late rejection after rejection, finally getting players in. I think we deserve just to have a nice day at St. James's Park where we can just batter a team and crack on and start the season. It's good, it's a wave of positivity going into this game against Barca on Thursday, and that's just what we need.
Yeah,
up the Mags.
We do deserve a little bit of positivity. I think you're absolutely right. Just before I make my prediction, now, in terms of, you mentioned just about teams being a bit more defensive. Maybe that might not apply today because of the absence of Wissa. But do we think obviously, we've seen clips of him, but, Nacho Gonzalez looked in clips when Kevin Keegan was forced to have him in the team. But with the way that apparently this Voltemata plays, he plays as a bit of a 10. I feel like, I know he's the height of Crouch, but he's a bit more like a Sheringham type of player, like a very clever, very intelligent player, likes to bring other players into the game. And I think finding some way of having Gordon, Alanga, Voltemata, and Wissa as like a bit of a four, like I feel like he could be a bit of a conductor to bring these players into the game, like push them on rather than being. He's not going to be a target man. Despite his size, that's not his game. But I will be really intrigued to see, how he plays today as the man, but going forward, how he does play with a striker like Vista who likes to get amongst the box and get in. He can be a poacher. He can score a lot of different types of goals. So, I think that's going to be a really interesting sort of combination and something really look forward to. I'm going to go with a. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. I'm going to go with I'm going to go 3-0 today. I feel like Big Nick's going to score. I'm going to go, I think Barnes, is Barnes welcomed a child to the family. I've seen some of the pictures on social media. So maybe we'll get a bit of the old,
I think we'll get the old,
the old baby celebration. That'll be nice. And then I'm going to go for Dan Burn.
Weirdly enough, I was thinking, so I went super optimistic and went 4-0. I was actually thinking 3-0, and those are the three scorers that I had in my head.
Right. Well, there you go.
So
despite being across the Atlantic game, we're still so very, very connected.
We are. That extra time connection, you never lose it.
Yes, that extra time. Despite our internet connections being slightly...
Yeah.
We don't need a spiritual connection.
Our spiritual connection is still very strong. What a beautiful bond that is. Right, so I think we'll just draw things to a close there, gentlemen. Give us time to get our pre-match pints going or waters. But thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. We really appreciate seeing you today. I'm going to get on with my day, watch the tune, and then hopefully celebrate for the rest of the day. That'll be really, really nice. Joe, what's the plans for the rest of the day?
Watch the match, and then I've got a list as long as my arm to get through a bunch of boring stuff. I'm by myself in the house actually, so finally get time to actually crack on with some jobs. So kind of boring actually, bit of a quiet weekend. I've got a bunch of weddings coming up, so like I'm taking this downtime just to
cut your clock accordingly. Yeah, nice one. Iain, are you going to listen to the match on the radio?
Yes, because I am a law-abiding citizen.
Via your legal means.
So I will be listening to it on a local radio station and definitely not watching it. And then because I'm sensible, I did all my chores this morning. So I've got the rest of the afternoon just to sit and chill. Don't know what's for tea. Maybe go old school, sausage, egg and beans, something like that.
Ooh.
Just a nice little Saturday treat. And then, yeah, that's it.
Were you the guy that did his homework Were you the guy that did his homework on a Friday so he could party on Saturday and Sunday?
Obviously.
Was that you? Yeah.
No, I didn't do my homework. I was a very much a Monday morning in registration kind of guy.
Yeah. I was a Sunday evening at best. Yeah, probably. Which is, I shouldn't really say I've been a teacher, but when those days are gone. Right.
Well,
so,
if anything,
gentlemen,
it just proves you don't need to do it.
Exactly. Look, I'm sitting in a basement with a lot of Newcastle pictures around me. This could be you too if you bump off a lot.
If you buckle down and work hard, you too.
You too can have
life.
some dodgy pictures on a folded out bed in a basement. That could be you. Lucky you. Right. So thank you very much, people in the comments, for joining us. Really appreciate it again. We will have more previews, and there'll be all Smiling Faces coming up with our 4 Mount Rushmore lads. And I'm sure Joe will be involved in more previews going forward. We've got the Barcelona game on the horizon. When will that one be dropping?
Soon, won't be too long. I think aim is to probably do it Sunday, so Monday or Tuesday. I think we'll probably see it, because we also have another game at the weekend after that, which I can't remember who we're playing. Bournemouth. Feels like play them every week. Away.
Yeah.
Away on Sunday, I believe it is.
That's right. So coming thick and fast in previews.
Yeah, the season's looking brutal already, and obviously we're going to be missing Jacob Ramsey for by the looks of it, 7 games. Hopefully we'll get some news on Johan Wilder's knee injury in the coming days. Hopefully he's available. Maybe it's a precaution for today with a view to Barcelona on Thursday. Barcelona, wow, what a belter! Right, so once again, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you too, lads, and I'm sure I'll see you again. I'm sure we'll be on the comments very soon. Yes, so enjoy the game, and how are the lads? See you next time.
Thanks. See you later.
Cheers. Ta-ra.
The Gallagher Shots podcast is sponsored by Tyre Spot, the North East's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode.